Wow, what a bastard's ass was I. Just don't vote for a bad system, no matter who runs it. We could still be friends somehow. So that's what I said a couple of days ago because I saw this. This is what I wrote on July the 11th, 2015, about 9 years ago, on Facebook. Drake Maestro on Facebook. I don't know. I think I have a Maestro Drake somewhere under another account, but for some reason I can't get in there. So that's me on Facebook. I got the Pac Man thing going on. If you want to stay my Facebook friend, don't vote for Donald Trump. Wow, what a woke thing I said. But that was a different time, wasn't it? 2015, when the news took everything out of context and gaslit the fuck out of you. Now, what you're about to see here, this is my 3DS. My first videos were made from this 3DS. So believe it or not, yeah, that was a different time. So I'm gonna do my best. I will advise that you put on your headphones, for it may be difficult to hear me. So please put on headphones so you can hear the best of me that life has to fucking offer otherwise. Are you ready? Let's do that. Let's press play. So I didn't know much about him. So I'm defending my own race, but I didn't even need to. You dumbass. You shithead. What was he thinking? Oh no, he can't. Uh huh. Yep, that's right. This is Charles Manson. I said this is Charles Manson. Uh oh. I close my eyes a lot. This is crazy. This is one of the reasons I didn't upload this. And I could have uploaded this years ago. Which is true. Most of the things I'm saying about the people in my real life still stays the same. But there's a couple of differences between now, back then, and now. Yeah, young people and old people. That's mostly true. I closed my eyes a fuck of a lot. See, I was wrapped up in. See, you wonder what happened to me, right? This I still hold against them, by the way. So I just kind of go on about Texas legislation, or when they wanted to kind of take the second generation of an immigrant and send them back to the country, which makes no sense. No, 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 no. Oop. So that was a different time, you dumbass. Anyway, yeah, I think we were all worried, to be fair. Um, Now, I wrote that when he made the statements. And when he was when he made it past the popular vote to the electoral vote, then I made these two videos, but I never posted them. I showed you a little bit because I look like an idiot, like squinting my eyes when I was talking. That was one of the things I hated. I'm always self-conscious about looking stupid on camera, which was too late. Um, but I wanted to kind of show that I've come a long way. Now, most of the things I said were pretty much the same as it is now. The only fucking difference is I stopped listening to the news. Like people like Pat Harvey and Paul Majors from KCBS or KCAL LA, right? KCAL. These are all chuckly people that don't give a shit about the people they serve. When the riots happened with Rodney King, it was the perfect storm. They saw Rodney King being an asshole. They saw 4 white cops who were on their last year. They're just racist, trigger-happy bastards with shell shock and PTSD. So they showed 4 seconds of that footage. And I was 14 when those buildings were on fire. So between that and stuff that happened with Trump and George Floyd 2020, I think enough of that fucking bullshit was enough to wake me the fuck up and say, yeah, we're not gonna get this right all the time, but you can't trust the fucking news. You can't trust your favorite newscaster, whether it's Lester Holt, whether it's Nora O'Donnell, whether it's I don't even know who's doing the nightly news now. Somebody's doing the nightly news. The Fox News. You got to watch out for all these people. They're very two-faced. So if you vote for Biden, you got to know why you're doing it. Okay, this guy cannot. The Democratic system, as of the 2020s, is in a bad way. And they have a long way to go to fix it. The Bill Richardsons, the Tulsi Gabbards, right? Some of the other people, just all the representatives that have represented the county and cities. Your local. Like I knew a guy whose best friend from high school was running for office, and he voted for him. Nick Diaz, who I think still works at City Hall for LA, was a college friend of mine. So if he ran for president or governor or senator, yeah, I would vote for him. Sure. I know the guy. I was in his class. I wanted to get A's in my class. So he was like my go-to guy for getting an A+. So yeah, I was one of these it was like a mock Supreme Court justice versus the ACLU. That was like 20 years ago. That was a fun time. Yeah. Clarence Thomas. I think Clarence Thomas was Democratic. A lot of different people. Now, for me, a lot of people will avoid talking about politics. I'll talk about politics on two conditions. One is that the first condition is that I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. You can vote for Biden if you want. I don't know why you would. The man can't even get names right. He's unreliable. But okay. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk shit about all the candidates. Trump is not going to deliver all the promises he makes. No presidential candidate can. Every promise that everybody makes can't deliver them all. Not even Trump can do that. And do I believe he had an affair with Stormy Daniels? Yes, but there's an affidavit, there's legal papers, it doesn't fucking matter. So now I'm kind of like, I know there are bad people in this world. The problem with people like Hitler and Mussolini is that those people have really existed. So the news will gaslight you and telling you to think, oh, here are these other people. Okay? But you can't trust the news anymore. You can't even trust your neighbor, because if your neighbor's misinformed about things, how can you be properly informed? So you have to listen to as many different talking heads online as possible until you find somebody. But don't just parrot what they say. Think for yourself, make your own conclusions. So that's kind of where I was in all these years. So that's all. Time for dinner and then some gameplay. And then the last couple of days, last video is coming up soon.